Hello, 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 sellers. Come on in. Come on in. I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling on eBay. Sellers, this is my absolute top tip for eBay selling success. And if you use this tip, and you're going to love using it, it's going to unlock your sales success on eBay. So get ready to get my sales tip for you to unlock your sales. So come on in. Thank you for watching me. If you're watching me on my Facebook page, I love to be selling. On my YouTube channel, Kathy Terrell, I love to be selling. And if you are watching on my YouTube channel, be sure to click subscribe. And if you're downloading my podcast, thank you, thank you, thank you. Kathy Terrell, I love to be selling. So sellers come to me, and this can be new sellers, more experienced sellers, sellers with thousands of listings, sellers with, under 100 listings. And what they'll say to me is, well, Kathy, my sales are stuck and I'm doing so much. I mean, I'm doing everything I know to do, and I'm feeling overwhelmed, and I'm feeling stressed, and I'm not getting the sales that I want. How can you help me? And this is my number one tip for you to unlock sales. Okay, you ready for this one? You ready? Can you guess what it is? It's how to say no. When you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling stressed, when you're doing everything you know to do, and there may be things you don't know, but you're doing everything you know to do, and you're not getting sales that you feel that you should be getting with the amount of time that you're putting in on your listings. And it could be that you only have a few hours a week. So this isn't about, having hundreds of hours to put in on your eBay. But with the time that you're putting in on your eBay, you're not seeing the results that you feel that you should be getting. And I will tell you, I encourage you to learn to say no. And I'm going to explain this. So learning to say no. One thing, and again, this is newer sellers are more experienced, but this is one that experienced sellers can fall into. And I actually saw somebody post on this, saying no to old inventory, to stale inventory. If you've had something that's been up for years and years, and newer sellers, you're not going to have this for you, but you might have something that's been up for like 8 or 9 months. I mean, you could be new in that you're under a year. If you've got a lot of stuff that has been up for a while and it's not selling, it's time to say no to it. Okay. And you're going to go in, you're going to take a look at your prices. You're going to take a look at your keywords. You're going to take a look at bundling. It was actually one seller I saw post on Instagram about this. And it was about a brand that they used to sell for like $60, $80 up to $100. And it's just not selling for that anymore. It's selling for around $30 now. Okay. So some sellers might say, forget it. You're only getting $30 for it. But if you're only paying $2 or $3 for it and you're selling it for $30 and it's a brand that you've sold it for a while, I would say, yeah, absolutely. Still buy it for $1 or $2. Just know it's not going to sell as fast. It's not going to sell for as much. So you need to adjust how much you're paying for it. But if it's sitting there because you're pricing it at $100 or $60, $80, and it doesn't sell for that anymore, right? You're hanging on to the stale inventory because it used to sell at a certain price, and darn it, why isn't it selling for that anymore? Or you're waiting for the trend to come back. It might, but it might be a very long time. Is do what you need to do to get rid of it. Again, bundle it. Take a look at your keywords. You might need to fix some pictures, okay? Like, are your pictures in focus? Do your pictures really pop, okay? But like the seller, I mean, what she was saying, and I thought it was great, which is you'll see sellers go, oh, forget it. You can't buy that anymore. You're not going to make any money. Yeah, you're right. You're not going to make 100, but you'll make 60. You'll make 40. You'll make 50. And you might do well because of all the sellers that aren't selling it anymore because they're not getting 100 for it. But you can sell it and get less, but just make sure you adjust what you're buying it for, okay? If you're only going to get 30 or 40 for it, you don't want to be spending $15, $20 on it, okay? So number one thing to say no to, do not hang on to stale inventory. No to stale inventory. No to listings that have been up forever. And if they're up forever, take a look at it and see if there's a way. Again, maybe adjust the price, put it into a bundle, and get it sold and get it out so that you get the cash in your pocket. So learning to say no to stale inventory. Number one thing to say no to. That's a sales tip because that's going to bring you sales. Number two thing to say no to. You're going to say no to not doing research. Okay. Again, back to the sweater. Oh, I sold it a year ago. I got $80 for it. You see it when you're out at Savers, Goodwill bins, Salvation Army, wherever you are, and you grab it because and I have fallen victim to this, so I'm raising my hand. And you go, whoops, hang on a second. Here we go. My microphone was tilting over. You go, oh, grab it. You right? And you don't pick up your phone and do the research. And the great thing about eBay is you now have Terapeak, which is called product research. It's right on your phone. I mean, it's so easy now to do the research. I remember back in the day where we didn't have Terapeak on our phone. And I would literally, there's a big Salvation Army that's walking distance from my home. I would go there. I would see stuff. I'm not kidding you. I had a little notebook, and I don't have any little notebooks around me. But I do have Post-its. So I'd write stuff down with what the price was, what the tag was. I literally would go home. I'd log into eBay. I'd look up eBay. I would check solds. I would write stuff down, like which ones were worthwhile, and then I would go back and buy them. I mean, it literally would be an all-day deal because I didn't want to be making mistakes. Okay? Do the research. Just go on, look it up. You've got your phone, look it up, check the solds. Okay? It's really, really worth it because the prices can change and the trends can change. Okay? And you don't want to get stuck. Back to the sweater. Yeah, it's selling now for 30, 40, 50. It doesn't sell for 100. So if I can get it for a good price, it could still be worth it. Okay. And the other thing when you're checking solds on prices, whether it's bric-a-brac, whether it's toys, whether it's home decor, whether it's electronics, whether it's games, whether it's consoles, is things can really matter depending on size, depending on color. We all know this with electronics, depending on the generation. Okay. So just be careful when you're reading the specs on things and you're looking at things, is when you're checking the solds, is it the extra small that's selling, or the large, or the extra large? Is it the pink bear that's selling, or is it the brown bear? Because it could be the same brand, but it's not the same color. So just be careful on that you're comparing apples to apples and oranges to oranges. So no to stale inventory, no to no research, because it's going to cost you. Okay. And the other thing to say no to is too many projects. I will see this at all level of seller, and it's the shiny object syndrome. Okay. And the reason that I am getting stressed, and the reason that I am losing sales, and the reason that I'm not seeing the results that I think I should be getting, is that I have my fingers in too many pies at once. Okay. And what's happening is that I'm not focused. Okay. So I'm doing the listing, and I'm learning a new social media, and I'm taking a webinar perhaps on improving my photography skills, and I'm reorganizing my inventory. It's like, I don't care if you're full-time, it's like it's too much. So it's focus. What do I want my focus on? And it's interesting because I was actually, I caught on social media when I was scrolling, several friends, and this is at the height of holiday selling, they had an organization attack. And it was just like, I got to organize, my desk and my immediate work area. But to do that, they stopped. So they got their shipping out, they slowed down their listing, and they just carved out 2 or 3 hours out of the day. Both of these were full-time sellers, okay? Because they just, for their sake of their focus, they wanted the office area organized. But they weren't taking a webinar. They weren't learning the new social media. They were like, I'm going to do my shipping. I'm reorganizing the desk area just for a couple of hours. They weren't reorganizing the entire inventory area, okay? And then go back to work. So it's that whole thing of pick your priorities. Don't try and do everything all at once, because what happens is you get stressed. It doesn't get done. It gets done longer, or it doesn't get done. You don't finish it. It gets like half done. You get a lot of half done projects. It's do it, finish it, then move to the next. And whatever works for you. If you do it on paper, you just set priorities. If you have an electronic thing to set priorities, look at your calendar. What's the best priorities? But it was interesting for both these sellers. They were feeling disorganized for their holiday shipping and listing. So rather than keep going, feeling disorganized, just feeling yucky, stop. Carve out some time, handle it, then get back. And I thought that was great because they really honored what was feeling right for them. And what was feeling right for them was they didn't like all the chaos around them. They wanted the organization, and then they got back to it. And I can relate to that, right? Because you can be in a project and everything's sort of going all over the place, but then taking the time, I try to do this at the end of the day, is to, like, if I don't clean the desk, and I don't always clean the desk, to at least organize the desk. And I will write out the first couple of tasks I want for the next day. Okay. So, number one sales tip for success on eBay: learn to say no, because it's loving to you and it's going to help you with your sales and your sales success so much. Okay. Another huge thing that is going to help your sales success, whether new, this is your first year on eBay, this is your first holiday season on eBay. I'm taping this in December 2024. This might be your first 3 or 4 months on eBay. This might be your 10th year on eBay, your 15th year on eBay. A huge part of success, regardless of how long you're on the platform, is to hit pause. Again, like my 2 friends that were organizing their home desk area, hit pause. And I'm going to do this. Look back. Okay. Look back. And the reason you're doing that is, in looking back and looking at your eBay selling, and this is true whether you're part-time or full-time, it's going to give you perspective on what worked in 2024, what didn't work in 2024. And this includes inventory choices. If you've got a store, it includes promotions that you were doing. With sales, it can also include selling or not selling on other platforms. I know some people in the past year have added platforms they're selling. Other people have gone, no, this platform isn't worth the time. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to focus on these 2 or 3 platforms. Again, everybody's different. Some people actually did this with my membership. We did an end of year assessment, and I'm making it available to you. So let me just show you this. So I'm making this end of year assessment available to you. And hang on a second. Here we go. I'm going to share it. So it's the end of 2024 assessment. And the reason you want to do an assessment at the end of the year is, let me just see, is this showing? Yes, good. So this is on my website. I love to be selling, and hop over there because it's 75% off. It's a super, super, super deal. And I guide you through it. It's a half-hour video, and it's me. And I literally step-by-step guide you through the end of your assessment that I do with my membership. And it includes a worksheet. So literally, in fact, I've got it right here. So hang on. You can print it out. You can print out the worksheet. You can just pull it up on your phone. It's a Google Doc. You can do whatever's best for you, but I literally guide you step by step through it with things to look at specifically for your eBay selling. The reports that will be the most helpful to you to get a snapshot for your selling. Promotions to look at if you have a store. With or without a store, your inventory choices. And we go through it. It's a half-an-hour video with the worksheet. And the reason to do this, it's like doing the research on the prices, is you may have forgotten some wild success you had back in February, March. In fact, when I was doing it with my membership, one of the members, Diane, she was going, wow, in looking at it, because she was looking at her inventory and looking at her sales. She's like, wow, this one area is really taking off. This other area, not so much. So it's not that the other area, it's like you don't want to do it, because similar to the sweaters, it's like it's still bringing in income, but it has slowed down. So with that in mind, it's okay, maybe less money being spent there, but more money being spent on this area that's really exploding. And without taking the time to look at what's working, what's bringing revenue in, what's selling the fastest, what promotions are working. And also, because I guide you through things to think about with inventory, with promotions, with where you're getting inventory, with promotions that you're running, with where your time is being spent. is if that's what you want for your eBay selling success. And this can change every year because every year is different. Okay. But grab it. It's really, really good practice to go through, and I'm going to save you a ton of time and help you make a lot more money by going through and assessing exactly what happened with your business. And it literally takes half an hour. And you can stop it and start it because it is a video. So you can do 5 or 10 minutes with your worksheet and then stop, go and look at it. If there's something you want to spend more time with, you can do it, but grab it. It is a gift to you. You will absolutely love it. It's a super deal. So hop over to my website, I Love to Be Selling, and grab your end of 2024 seller success assessment. Say that one quickly. You will love it. My members loved it. Rhonda said this is one of the best webinars ever. She loved the insights that it got from her because it really helped her clarify what she wants to focus on and double down for 2025. So like Rhonda and like Diane, enjoy it, grab it and use it. Bye-bye. I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling.